They just have a big neon sign that says shit here, shit here. Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Max Joy.
And this is a podcast that would like to officially welcome you to Ghostlight Fall. Hi, how are you, Max?
I, like you, am recovering. I'm tired, but I am otherwise well. I'm excited for this month of shows that we've got lined up. Yes, plural. Yes. More than the two that you were probably expecting. But yeah, I'm doing quite well. We are, of course, recovering from a wonderful weekend, which I will cede the floor to you for. And when I ask how you are doing, you can explain to everybody why we are...
Why we require so much rehabilitation.
Why we are recording in the afternoon on Monday and not even on an afternoon the week before or a week before evening. Why are we like this?
Why are we like this? God. Okay. We're like this because my little sister got married this past weekend.
That's right.
And and everything in me was focused on that wedding all last week. Even if I had thought to we should do it on Wednesday night or Thursday night so that I wouldn't have been able to do it. No. I had no brain except for wedding brain. And it wasn't like I even had a lot to do for it. My mom and the various vendors that she worked with did a fabulous job. I didn't really have to help with anything. I just couldn't think about anything else, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. And your mom, the aunts, the wonderful staff at the country club where we got married. We got married there 13 years ago. It was all terrific.
It was absolutely wonderful. But yeah, so I wouldn't have been able to deliver on any of this last week because I would have been like, but anyway, wedding.
I arguably had more to do.
You did because you officiated it.
That's right.
And you did a wonderful job. Everybody said so.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And that wasn't me fishing for compliments. It was just simply to point out that simply by coming up with a very brief script and something to say, I had physically more to do, but I don't blame you at all, because we talk about, like, when we're cooking at home, like, oh yeah, like a sandwich just tastes better when somebody else does it.
Yeah.
All of the love and effort and focus that everybody put into that event clearly showed.
Oh God, yeah.
Every second. From, getting the photos taken, working with the DJ to get set up to make sure that the sound was going to be good, recruiting some of the men who have married into the family that have less seniority than me to do other things. Yeah. Because I am senior. Yeah. Amongst the men who have married into the family. I have to be.
You. I think.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
You're close to it.
Yeah, if not, it's fine. TLDR.
We have been married amongst the longest.
But we've been together for 17 years. The point is, everybody chipped in. Up to and through the evening when we were bouncing back and forth between the Hilton Garden Inn and the Soggy Bottom Bar.
Yeah.
Well into the morning. The driver was so nice and so polite and helpful getting us back and forth safely, even though it was just a half a mile. So all that is to say that every little thing that you did to contribute to that, including being the best matron of honor and giving it such a wonderful speech.
Aw. Thank you.
It was well worth this episode.
Yeah.
Coming out late.
Oh God, yes.
For all of that.
Yeah.
Because you and I could not stop, especially afterwards, just
raving,
gushing about how ours was the previous standard.
Yeah, my sister beat me. Yeah. I thought my wedding was always going to be the best wedding in the family. And that was completely biased. I accept that. I have family who listens to this show. You can fight me on it. I don't care. I think I think my sister has officially beaten me.
Oh,
Hers was better.
100%. And I'm not going to like dox the family, but the family name is often blank wedding.
Yeah,
everybody loves a
wedding.
blank wedding. They are known amongst people who get to attend them who are not part of the family. And I think your sister and her newly betrothed husband Ryan set the bar. But Jesus, the after party went so hard.
Man. Yeah, so they got married in Flint. We are from Flint, Michigan, and there's a fantastic long-standing hole-in-the-wall bar in downtown Flint called the Soggy Bottom, which is right around the corner from the nicest hotel in Flint. So they decided they were going to after party at the Soggy Bottom. That bar does not stay open that late anymore. Most establishments don't stay open that late anymore in town, but they called and asked if they would stay open. Yes, absolutely. And we'll include, they had some like wings and fries and like little nibbles to eat, and the full bar. Yep. And everybody, like the number of people who showed up to be with my sister and her new husband after having already been at a wedding from 5:30 to 11.
Yeah, 11:30.
11:30 even.
Pretty near.
And then a lot of them going back to the hotel, changing into something more comfortable. A few of them
staying upright long enough.
Yeah, a few of them tapped out. They ended up laying down and couldn't get back up again. But the rest of them showed up at midnight, at 12:30 in the morning. This bar was packed full of people just there for my sister's wedding. And I'm going to cry now because it was so nice for her to have that. You know, It was so nice for everybody to really show up for my sister because I love her that much. And I loved seeing that other people love her that much.
Yeah. I loved the page that you took. At least I felt like you took it out of my little cousin's wedding, where it was like, look at the people.
I did take it from your cousin's wedding because I thought that was beautiful.
It was,
and it made me reframe how I think about marriage. So when I was getting ready to write my sister's speech, I had to, everybody who is here because they support your love.
Yeah. Except my sister and my brother-in-law who were watching our kids, but would have been there otherwise. But other than that, it was perfect.
And the few people who couldn't show up because they got sick.
Yes.
Obviously, there were reasons why people couldn't come. But for real, though, it was a fabulous, beautiful day. I could gush about it for an hour.
We didn't get back to the hotel till 2 a.m.
Oh, man.
We both said it was the best night of our lives to this point. Mm-hmm. It was like being young again, and the early days of us partying in downtown Flint, and it just
staying up late in a big loud bar and keeping the energy. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we were the first to leave.
We were
right before last call.
Yeah. The bartenders were already walking around like quietly telling people last orders. There was one of them was already like doling out like, here, tabs, get out of my way, go.
That's why I was like,
we're going.
Give me my card. Here's the cash. We're out. So congratulations, Jane and Ryan. Welcome to the family, Ryan. And just not for nothing, but I do want to say that was one of I know it was one of the most bisexually confusing rooms.
Oh God,
that we've been in a long time. Some beautiful people came.
So many beautiful people were in that room.
Yeah, I mean we were,
obviously amongst them,
pretty high up there. I don't want to say because it was your sister's wedding, but pretty high up there. That party was basically our version of 1999's The Mummy.
Oh God. Okay.
So now that I've said all that stupid shit, what are you doing with this?
What am I doing with this?
This is Ghostlight Falls thing.
What is Ghostlight Fall?
Yeah.
Katie, tell me what Ghostlight Fall is.
Tell us about the Ghostlight Fall.
Yeah. So originally I had intended to make this into a bit, but again, wedding. Yeah. I couldn't think. This ended up falling at the wrong time for this. But Ghostlight Falls is a series of novellas that has just been released from all of my favorite authors. Like all of them are in there.
How many? Let's just go rattle off some that have already been on the show.
Dakota Cockaday.
Yep.
Nicole Parker. GM Ferry.
And this is a non-exhaustive list.
Unfortunate Reads, Cassie, whose pen name I can't remember the name of right now. Luna Cantrip, I believe, has one. Sabrina, I always want to call her Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, my sweet love. No, Sabrina Cross.
That's what she thinks of you, though.
I do think of you as Sabrina Carpenter. I love you so much. Anyway, so that is a non-exhaustive list.
Yeah.
I believe it is 14 total novellas. Oh, Latrexa Nova.
How could we forget them?
How could I forget Latrexa? And Vera Valentine. Jesus, I couldn't even remember her name. I'm so sorry, Vera.
Don't worry. I edited it to make it super short, and then it's going to sound weird that you said you didn't remember it anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a bunch of absolutely fabulous authors getting together to write novellas set within the shared world of the supernatural small town of Ghostlight Falls. Now, you all know how much I love a supernatural small town.
I do, yes.
This one is probably the best one that I've ever read.
Okay.
Because it's like Night Vale. It's so fucking weird.
And dense.
And dense. There's so much in there. There's lore. I have a lore packet and a map.
It's true. She does. I've seen it.
I have to keep my daughter's paws off the map because she keeps wanting to play with it. Anyway, it's really dense. It's really fun, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's super goofy.
Which we love.
Set in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, it's basically like you picked up Night Vale, this super weird little town where everyone accepts the weirdness. You never ask a single fucking question. It's weird and we are all here for it. And then you just put it in a place where it rains more. You know, it's great. Oh, they also have a baseball team, so Max will enjoy it. They are called the Ghostlight Balls.
I love it.
Yes.
No notes.
So I'm going to begin all of this with a prequel. There is a prequel novella and excerpts from the Ghostlight Falls Review, which is a little magazine that I actually have, available for you to read for free on the website. There's no way to purchase it. The prequel goes over essentially what they call the Wonder Hole incident. So it begins with redacted government interviews. So it just says Mr. Blank and then blank and then trying to like, and then it's just the dialogue of an interview from a witness to the Ghostlight Falls Wonder Hole incident.
If you were gonna be like blank, but it fucks.
Yeah.
You know how much I love the video game Control.
Yeah.
That's, the oldest house and SCP and all of this redacted documents and weirdness is straight up my alley. Or like X-Files, but it fucks. So X-Files. This is it. This is the X-Files, but it fucks in the Pacific Northwest, basically. There you go. I want to believe.
I do believe. I definitely do believe.
I declare.
So let's start with a little bit about the Wonder Hole. The Wonder Hole is Ghostlight Falls' only tourist trap destination, whatever you want to call it. As far as I can tell, it is a hole in something. Okay. I believe the ground.
The placement of the hole
is important, but vague. As I either haven't read enough or they are never going to tell me. And I hope it's the latter. I hope they're never really going to tell me what the Wonder Hole is, because that's so much funnier.
Dakota, you told me your government name. I need to know where your hole is.
No.
I can be trusted.
That's so fucking bad. Oh, God.
What?
No, you can't be asking our listeners where their holes are. That's not okay.
Just the one.
Just the one.
One listener and the one hole.
Okay.
That's it. I promise. I solemnly swear to you and everybody listening, I will never ask another listener or author about the whereabouts of any of their holes ever again.
Oh, God.
I just this one.
Oh, God. Okay. We're calling that a verbal contract. Anyway.
And all of your ears are signatories. You just notarized this with your earballs.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, so I like the idea that the Wonder Hole, because the vibe is that it's boring, that it sucks, that there's no reason to go there at all. Everybody in town's like, oh, it's the fucking Wonder Hole. It's whatever.
You guys want to go down to the hole and just throw shit in it?
I think it's like a big hole in the ground and it's boring as fuck.
Yep.
But it's so much better now that it's a vague idea. Like, what is this? Where is the hole? It's so much better that way.
It's like
hilarious.
in Michigan where they have the signs for the mystery spot.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
is the mystery spot?
What is the mystery spot?
Yeah.
It's the spot where water seems to flow uphill for some reason and a couple of other weird things. And it's also a really cool kind of what do they call it? Like a haunted, not a haunted house, like a house of mirrors.
Yeah, like a haunted attraction.
Like a weird attraction with a bunch of illusions in it. It's pretty cool. But the Wonder Hole, whatever that is, not entirely sure. They also advertise having the cleanest bathrooms for the next 100 miles, which is the real draw of the Wonder Hole. That and the gift shop, which has a bunch of random shit that have funny sayings on it. Right now, the most popular tourist, like, we came here to pee and I had to buy this thing on it, it says, dare you enter the Wonder Hole.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I have to buy this dumb ass T-shirt that says I braved the Wonder Hole. That's hilarious.
I entered the Wonder Hole and all I got was this shirt.
Yeah.
I want to know. See, here's the thing. Again, semantics matter. The cleanest bathrooms for the next 100 miles, which implies there are other bathrooms.
Yeah.
But
they're not clean.
They're not clean. They're so bad and so widespread.
Yeah, you're going to want this one.
You're going to want to shit here.
They just have a big neon sign that says shit here, shit here, shit here, shit here, shit here.
But then there's an arrow on either side, and so the H will go out and it'll say sit here, and it's a diner.
Oh, they should have food. They should have food here. They should.
Sit here, shit here.
Exactly. And the Wonder Hole's in the middle. Anyway, so behind the Wonder Hole, there is a forest where a colony of American spadefoot, which is an amphibian, looks like a frog, but is not a frog. Don't confuse it for a frog, apparently.
You know what is a frog? A mountain chicken. Dead serious.
Yes, I know. It's a frog. So there is a colony of American spadefoot that live in this forest behind the Wonder Hole. And every day when they start their mating song, it gets so loud that you could like go deaf.
Same.
And that is, and that's apparently an oddity of this place. Like nowhere else in the world
the deafening mating
does
call.
the frog orgy get that loud. Only in Ghostlight Falls. Maybe because of the Wonder Hole. I don't know.
Anyway, what does it for them, I guess.
So one night, a few employees of the Wonder Hole saw what was clearly a UFO coming down in the forest behind the gift shop. And they abandoned their posts. They were like doing closing. They're teenagers and like one ornery 30-something who just still does maintenance here or whatever. And they go out to try and fucking see the UFO. And when they finally check, they find 3 shadow-like alien creatures emerging from like this alien space junker. Like it's a piece of shit.
Pre-hole, or is this the hole's already here?
Oh, the hole's already here. Yeah, no, the hole's been here the whole time.
I want to see how this prequel was.
No, the prequel is
hole's here.
Yeah, immediately following the events of things that occur in the Ghostlight Falls series.
Got it.
Yeah, hole has always been here.
Got it.
So these aliens, they are now stranded with no way to get off planet. Like I said, this is a rust bucket and they're never going to be able to leave again. They make very brief contact with these Wonder Hole employees. They act kind of like frat dudes on a gap year or something. And they're just like, time to become locals, bud. And then they just leave.
You work here now. Them's the rules.
Yeah. And when all is said and done, we are left with an undeniable truth, as written at the very end of this Ghostlight Falls review article. Aliens are real, and they're horny and unhinged as fuck.
And how can we deduce that? This seems like journalistic malpractice.
I know, right? It does, and yet here we are.
I'll buy in, but I'm just saying, I'm not feeling confident about the state of journalism in 2025.
Yeah, well,
if we're immediately jumping to I think the author of this piece is inserting, doing a little self-insert. They want to fuck these aliens, but let's find out.
Well, let's find out, because the first story I'm going to tell you is the prequel called Close Encounters of the Ghostlight Falls Kind by our beloved Dakota Cockaday.
Hell yeah.
Yes. This is the official prequel. And again, is not available for sale. You just get it off of the website. It comes with the excerpts from the Ghostlight Falls Review, or you can download an entire digital copy of the Ghostlight Falls Review magazine with all of the lore inside it.
Or you can just text Dakota and she'll just...
Honestly, if you message her and ask nice, she probably will, because she's the sweetest human on the entire planet. Don't do that. You'll overwhelm her, please.
Yeah, don't. Absolutely not. It's a terrible idea.
I'm just saying she is really lovely.
Yeah.
And she wrote this really lovely sex book.
Yeah, but you will then get a $25 Venmo request from her.
If she doesn't, I'll do it for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
As is tradition.
Let's do the triple T's for, again, Close Encounters of the Ghostlight Falls Kind. For our triggers this week, we have brief moments of panic and general tomfoolery.
But what about the book?
Journalism. I don't know. Yeah. That is also basically my life. Brief moments of panic and and general tomfoolery. Our tropes. This one is an FM, cis, heterosexual, erotic short story, alien romance, insta-lust, and fated mates ? I'm not entirely sure, but they acted fated. So we're going with it.
Is that allowed? Hey, is that allowed?
Why are you acting like that? And for our titillations, we have a whole lot of tentacles.
Oh, cool.
You're welcome. Sudden cat arrival. Anyway. So for this book, we begin with our FMC. Her name is Lois Loon. Yeah. She's in her, I think, late 20s. She's got dark hair and she is incredibly pale. That's because she has a long family history of melanoma. And so to combat that, she walks around under an umbrella like all the time. She's pale as shit. She's basically translucent. Lois is an intrepid reporter for the Ghostlight Falls Review, which is a dying newspaper, right? Or I think it's a newspaper. It might be a magazine.
It's functionally a zine at this point.
It's a something. It definitely operates inside of a defunct Dairy King.
Definitely a zine.
Yeah. But they're doing their best. Anyway, she is trying her best to chase down the story of the Wonderhole incident, but she can't get much information. Her FOIA request has only come up with that redacted government document that is just part of an interview with what is clearly a shitty bored teenager who's like doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So she brings up to her editor that she is still working on this story and she's trying to get more information, and he initially tries to shoot her down. He's like, nobody reads this for the articles anymore. Newspaper is dying. People read it for the horoscopes and the Ghostlight Balls schedule. Your job is essentially to sell ad copy, right? So you can keep this place running. And she's like, well, you told me if I met my sales quota last month, I could do an actual article, and I met my quota. So let me do my aliens article. God damn it. And he agrees. And he says, well, if you've run into a bunch of dead ends digitally, calling people hasn't worked, your FOIA request came up basically with nothing, maybe it's time to do some actual reporting and go to the place and ask some fucking questions, Lois.
That sounds like when back in the day when there were some clubs that if you wanted to play there as a local band, you had to sell a certain number of tickets before you could play. Like, you got to sell a certain amount of ad copy before you can get your shit in our paper, bro.
Yeah. That's how they're running now.
Oh, boy.
It's an ugly, ugly thing, isn't it?
Jesus.
So she leaves. She heads to her car, but on her way, she is too busy, like, looking down at her phone while walking, and she steps into an open manhole. And she almost falls, probably to her doom or something, but she is caught by a worker who's like right inside, and he just kind of grabs her by the foot and like shoves her back out again.
Out you go.
Yeah, and she looks down and sees a pair of what looks like almost completely black eyes, and she's a little taken aback by that. But again, this is Ghostlight Falls. She is a local. The weird is not weird here. So she just thanks the guy for saving her life and then moves on. She drives through town, and the drive through town is exclusively to give the reader the lay of the land, because she takes a left at the this and then a right at the that, and then you start to understand where all of the landmarks are. Again, I have a map. I don't need...
I'm special.
I'm special. I have a map. But so the reader gets a better understanding of how Ghostlight Falls is laid out. It's basically kind of a big square. You know, it's a town, right? A small town. When she's done, she can no longer drive around anymore. She eventually goes out to the Wonder Hole, to the gift shop where the employees are, to try and speak to the teenager who was in the redacted government documents. But that girl does not want to have shit to do with any of this. She's like, look, I already said everything I was going to say to the people in the suits and the cops and everything else. I am so done. I don't want to tell the story again. And Lois is like, but I'm a reporter. Like, I would just want to put your story in the paper. Absolutely not. I do not want the government to know that I was talking to reporters. I'll keep your name out of the press.
There were two
of us there. They're going to know who I am. Absolutely not. But the other employee who was there, the older grumpy guy, agrees to take Lois out to the crash site so she can look around at least. They go out there. There is literally nothing. There's no sign that anything ever happened here. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, I'm fucking positive, lady. I saw what I saw, but I'm going to get going because the frog orgy is about to start and I don't want to lose my eardrums.
You don't want to be here for that.
Yeah. And she argues with him a little about that. Tries to talk to him some more, and he eventually dips, and she just thinks he's being dramatic. She's, again, a local. Nothing that weird has ever happened. Like, deafening? No. They're just loud. They get horny and then they croak a lot. It's fine. But as she's poking around trying to find anything at all, it does get louder and louder and louder to the point where she can't hear anything except for the frogs, or amphibians. Sorry, they're not frogs. And then all of a sudden there is a very clear male voice that says, hello, beloved. But she can't find anyone in her surroundings. She has no idea. Like, she's
completely disoriented.
Yeah, the voice like teases her. It tells her not to be afraid. That they could do such great things together. And she's freaking out, right? Because she's like up against a tree, looking up into the canopy, trying to find anything. He says he's right here, but she can't see him. And eventually she's like, fuck this, and she starts to run.
I am the frog orgy.
God, if that were true, it would be even scarier. So she starts running, and whatever that like voice or presence is, she can tell it's keeping pace right behind her. And even though she definitely should have reached the parking lot by now, she has not. And so she's either completely turned around or some weird ghost-like fuckery is happening and she's like been swallowed by the woods or something. And eventually she has to stop. She's freaked out. She's out of breath. She leans herself against a tree, the huffing and puffing, and that presence is still right there next to her, and it's like, you are very good at running. Is there anything else you are very good at? Like, he just keeps right on
being fed up with your shit.
Yeah.
That's one.
I'm so good at making you go the fuck away. So Lois can now see a sort of like shadow in her periphery, which she assumes is the owner of this voice. And in an attempt to keep it talking and to hopefully keep it from like killing her or eating her or whatever, she asks why she can hear it over the deafening sound of all of these horny frogs. And it says that it's not speaking out loud. She's hearing it inside of her mind, which is a lot. She asks then what it even is, and it compliments her intelligence, saying that she is much smarter than the first 2 humans who found them when they crashed. So this confirms for her that whatever this creature is, it is the alien that was inside of the crash spacecraft. And she asks if she could please interview it for the Ghostlight Review.
Oh, sure.
Because she is a journalist, and once she explains what all of those words mean, it agrees, but asks if it can trust her. And she's like, of course you can trust me. I'm a journalist. I have integrity, et cetera, et cetera. Next thing she knows, it's completely silent. The loud ass frogs are gone. The spadefoot orgy is done. And she looks up, she finds that she is now inside of a spaceship. And this entity, again, looks like a shadow, is mostly humanoid in shape now, but it's like continuously adjusting, almost as if she can see it more clearly the longer she looks at it or something. It's pretty cool. She asks how that happened, and it tells her that it pulled her atoms apart just enough to get her inside of the ship. And like, she's like, was that safe? And it says, everything I would do is safe for you, beloved. I would never hurt you.
Yeah, stop right there with that shit, first of all.
And she starts asking a bunch of questions. And it's like, look, the science, I really cannot, I don't think I could explain it to you. I welcome. Like, this is my home. This is where I live. But I really don't think I can explain to you what's going on right now, or how I pulled your atoms apart, or any of that stuff. But I can do a lot of cool shit because I'm an alien. Now that they are indoors, there has been this undercurrent of arousal, kind of seduction happening underneath this entire time. The very deep, gravelly, growly voice in her head is doing something for her. And the beloved thing, I think, is an indication of some kind of fated something, I think, because
right now it sounds like some faded bullshit.
Yeah, but I can't really tell. But anyway, I am going to put this in the insta category, because as soon as they are inside of this enclosed space, it becomes, oh buddy. He gets in her space. He cups her cheek. He like runs his hands down her back and up her thighs. I think he kisses her. He definitely grabs her ass at this point. And the whole time, he is kind of this humanoid shadow interacting with her. She can tell that whatever's happening underneath of that is not human. It doesn't feel human. First of all, the fingers that are touching her are coming away like suction cups along. Yeah. And they kind of grab on and hold for a moment before releasing. It's sort of 1,000 kisses all of her body situation, and she's really enjoying it. He starts going up her inner thighs and her hips. Then suddenly her clothes disappear. I suppose he pulled their atoms apart or something.
Or just use those suckers and just rip.
Alien shit. I don't know. She can't really figure out what happened before he is touching her clit with those suctiony fingertips. Whoa. And her legs fucking buckle, as they would, I assume. And so he grabs her up to make sure she doesn't fall. And she realizes that even though it looks like there are 2 humanoid shadow limbs holding her, there are definitely more than 2 limbs around her body right now. And as much as she is, again, can't really figure out what's going on with that arrangement, it doesn't really matter, because she is riding that hand till the best orgasm of her life. So she's like, in her mind, she's like, I am never, ever going to be able to have sex with anyone else ever again. Like, this was incredible. It took 10 seconds. And
go out
blew my mind,
with
right?
a normal human penis haver, and you call that a dick?
You call that a dick?
Come
on. So
what?
anyway, so
where's the tentacles? Where's the 43 tentacles?
I think it's a normal amount being 8 of tentacles. So she goes half conscious for a little while, and he eats her out to rev her back up again before eventually once she does get there, she asks if he has a cock. Do you even have one? Yes, he does. And she wants him to put it in her mouth. Fucking gladly. Absolutely. So he does, and she is relieved that she's presented with what feels like a cock. It feels like a cock in her mouth. That's a head. That's a normal cock. But then as she goes like to explore further up, and she's like, oh, it's not too insanely girthy, like it's manageable. And then she gets all the way out, and she realizes her arm is fully extended, and she hasn't gotten to the base of whatever this is. And she goes, you have tentacles. Like this, that's the only answer it could possibly be at this point. That's a tentacle, because why is it that long?
Yeah. So you lied about the dick.
And he says, yes, I have lots of tentacles. Would you like to see what I can do with them? And he basically uses them to touch and tease her entire body until she's basically vibrating. And then he fucks her with that mating tentacle and a couple others. I think there was some like stuff. There wasn't really stuffing happening. There was just a lot of tentacles going on. He holds her down so that she can't move, but at the same time, he is also with his tentacles. He's like massaging and like gently touching other parts of her body. So it's this weird double sensation play of soothe and rough, and she's having a fabulous time. Anyway, eventually she finally comes screaming a bunch. He comes as well. They both come down from that and cuddle up. His disguise is now fully gone. It's whether the sex or just enough time around him evaporated that off of him. And she is left with a man on top, octopus on bottom. He has no hair, and she thinks resembles something like the larger striped Pacific octopus, which she has seen in a local aquarium. And he, still able to hear her thoughts, answers her aloud and says, yeah, those are some distant relatives of mine. They're actually family. And then she asks his name. His name is Fred. And she's like, that's kind of disappointing in terms of alien, names, Fred. And his full name is Fred and he, you can't put that on your employment forms. And indeed, he is employed by the city. He works for the water department. That's why he was down in that tunnel. He has a fucking job like a normal citizen. She asks why he needs a job at all. That's because he's in this junker of a vehicle, and this is all they've got, him and his brothers, who are fucking useless, and somebody's got to keep a roof over their heads, right? So he's the oldest brother. It's his responsibility. It's his job. He says they were supposed to come to this planet to get a little perspective and meet their octopus kin. Yes, the octopus is literally their kin. They're like cousins. He goes to visit them and stuff. And she's like, why would they want to be octopuses in a world full of humans? And he's like, why would they want to have credit scores?
Yeah, no shit.
When they could be octopuses and keep fucking with humans for fun, They chat a little more about a bunch of other stuff. They discuss going on what would be a second date, what that would entail if they
going on a first date, maybe.
Well, they're counting this as a date,
okay.
apparently.
All right.
Whether what they would do if they would go and visit his family in the aquarium, and maybe they should grab dinner. His food synthesizer can make basically anything. What are the ethics of eating seafood when your relatives are seafood? And he's like, well, my relatives also eat seafood. There's a whole conversation about like octopuses eat clams. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Just don't eat maybe my cousin, right? Like, maybe not my cousin. The door then bursts open, and the brothers arrive, and Lois can't find any of her clothes fast enough. So he gathers her up and like sits her on his lap and then wraps all his tentacles around her until she's fully covered up. We get a quick introduction to his brothers who are named Barry and Craig, and they are awful. They spend their whole day at the bar talking about crypto, right? And then they come back and they assault everyone's eardrums with their horrible band, Los Chupacabros. Like, they're just the worst, right? So they come in, they're introduced. Fred introduces Lois as beloved. He says, this is Lois, she is beloved. And apparently that just means something. And they're like, oh, we'll get out of your way then. Bye.
Beastly sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. And they go and they practice their fucking terrible band. She's literally like, this is the worst. This is so loud and awful. I can't stand it. She then asks Fred if he followed her from town after the fall this morning, if that's how he found her. Did he follow her? And he's like, no, you showed up in my backyard looking exactly like you looked in town. And she's like, what do you mean? He says, you looked like you were ready to mate. And she's like, what do you mean, ready to mate? And he tells her that his people, they change color all the time. When their females are ready to mate, they lose all of their pigment and go incredibly pale, like her. And like her skin is so fair you can see the veins through it. That is
she's translucent.
Yeah, that is like porn to this man. Basically, he was like, you are so fucking hot. And she goes, okay, first of all, you can't go around saying you only want to mate pale women because that makes you sound racist. And number two, if you go after the super pale ones, you are liable to get eaten by a vampire. So maybe tell your brothers before they end up fucking up somehow. But then 30 seconds more of the terrible Los Chupacabros music, and she's like, actually, I have a friend who knows a vampire. Maybe I could set them up. Like, please, can we push them off a cliff? And now She's all snuggled up with her new octopus beau, apparently. She has found herself in this new and intense relationship. She has become part of the story that she was trying to uncover, and now she will never tell it. And that is the end of the Ghostlight Falls prequel, Close Encounters of the Ghostlight Falls Kind.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So that puts us so from here, where are we going with the show? So for the because we talked about this, and I know you want to talk more in this episode.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do another. How many do you have for this episode?
Well, I have another one, but it's kind of lengthy. I don't know if I should wait until next week to tell it.
Let's do that. Yeah, well, so let's wrap this up here.
Yeah.
Perfect. So this episode is on. That's coming out. We're recording this Monday the 27th. I'm probably gonna get it out tomorrow the 28th.
Okay.
Normally we would be on a every other week schedule, but for this month, through the end of November, we are going to be weekly again.
Yes, we are.
So this week we originally were going to do the novella and this, but this is going to get a little bit lengthy, and the time that we're recording this is not going to allow for that.
No.
We can push that back. That'll give you more time to start prepping for other episodes, but throughout the entire month of November, you will be getting an episode of Cheap Smut every week. So that would be Monday the 3rd, because Friday's Halloween. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. You will be getting 4 episodes instead of the 2 you would normally get.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And that's just because I really wanted to cover more than I would have been able to in 2. So we're doing 4, and I'm really enjoying them. Plus, a lot of these books are short enough that I can give you guys extra without putting too much extra work on Max's plate. With an entire another episode to edit, that's a lot of work for you.
Yeah.
But
and we that's exactly the kind of thing we were doing this to avoid. So in that case, I'm actually glad that this all really worked out. I love it when a plan comes together. Dare I say I'm into it.
Hey! Oh, nice. What am I into? That's a good question. Why don't we go with Law and Order Special Victims Unit?
Do it.
That's all I watch right now. It is the perfect background show. Some people like The Office. I like Law and Order, apparently. I turn it on every day, and I just watch it in the background while I do stuff. It's my body double, Like there are people who say they can get a lot more done in a day if they have someone else there with them, kind of keeping them motivated. I think sometimes I can get a lot more done if Olivia Benson is hanging out with me, Like I will do so much more laundry if Olivia and Elliot are there. Will Finn show up? Yeah.
They just make you want to be a better version of yourself.
You make me want to be a better me,
Yeah.
Olivia. And I was saying this a couple of weeks ago, and just in terms of I know Law and Order has been on the air for a million years, and it's kind of a cliche of a show, It is very formulaic. You get to know pretty much immediately what the patterns are, and they don't stray, but that's okay. There's something to be said for comfort. However, if you, like me, have had a mother who watched Law and Order as well, you have in the last 20 years watched Olivia Benson go from being an SVU detective to the fucking captain.
Yeah.
In real time. 20 years. That takes a long fucking time to do in real life, and she actually did it. And we got to watch Mariska Hargitay be the strongest woman on television for a really long time. And that's important.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that, even in all of the formulaic nonsense.
Yeah. And that's to say nothing of the amazing work she has done in real life.
God, yes.
As an extension of the role that she has as Olivia Benson.
Absolutely. And of course, Christopher Maloney as Elliot Stabler. Iconic, hilarious, delightful.
Yeah.
Really mean. That Stabler is mean, because I always think of Christopher as being someone who's really funny, because everything you know about him from the paparazzi pictures, he's always acting like a fucking goofball, and then on screen Elliot Stabler is a fucking horrible he's not a bad person, he's just got anger issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm into. Law and Order. What are you into, baby?
I could go with any number of things, as is often the case, but the thing that I have been dying to talk about is one of my new favorite YouTube channels, and that is the channel that belongs to the delightful Matt Baum.
Oh, God, yes.
It was just something got popped into my algorithm. I loved the thumbnail, and I've become obsessed with his work. He is a journalist, an author, a commentator, but he focuses on pop culture through a queer lens. And and it is so deeply researched, and it is so lovingly presented. It's fascinating. And even if I weren't at a point in my life where I've recently started to think about my sexuality and discover that I wasn't as straight as I might have thought I was, even irrespective of seeing that, it's so fascinating to see the history, how history has been painted and by queer people throughout pop culture's history. It's always been there, and no matter how hard anybody has ever tried to stop and mitigate or just completely tamp down the queer voices, they always come through, to the point where I was watching his newest video about James Whale, who did Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, like Alan Menken, who saved Disney, the guy who said fuck Broadway, and then when Disney was at its lowest, Alan Menken saved Disney. Rock Hudson, Jim Nabors, the Golden Girl, but like that was the biggest thing, was seeing how much of my childhood, thanks to my mother, was painted and influenced by queer people and queer culture. Golden Girls was huge in our house. Was huge fan of The Nanny.
Yeah,
I was a teenage boy who was very into Fran Drescher, but I was also heavily informed by surely all of the other messages that were being presented.
Fabulous social commentary in The Nanny.
100%. And it just, I could gush about it, but some of them are a little bit shorter. Some of them are an hour and a half long, but they're all so well put together and so funny and so thoughtful. Just go through there and pick one. You won't be disappointed. And maybe I'll find one that I liked and pick that as the episode that I post. But the work of Matt Baum. And a couple of years ago, he wrote an excellent book called Hi, Honey, I'm Homo. About like pop culture and queer influence over sitcoms and whatnot.
That's fun. I love that name. That's great.
Isn't it the best?
Yes. And I've never actually fully watched a Matt Baum video. You have him on all the time, and I hear his voice all the time. And every once in a while, I hear him say something, and I'm just like, thanks, Matt. Thanks for that. And I just move on with my day. Yeah, it's nice to have him in the background.
Just a little something that you didn't previously know.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, it's a nice addition to all of the things that I'm bombarding you with that are usually music or baseball or some other sport. It's nice to have something else. That's not all I talk about, but it is nice to have something else to throw in there when
queer pop culture is a good deep well.
Extremely. Oh my God, it is insane. So that is what I'm into. We kind of covered it just a second ago. What are we going to be doing next week? As far as we know. For next week, I am for sure going to be telling you The Totally Typical Tale of Mappy McMapface by Nicole Parker. Naturally. And if we can squeeze it in, I will also be telling you Hello Nurse by Nicole Parker. Well, I will shut the fuck up next time a little bit more so we can try and get all of that in. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok. All of the links are in the link tree, which is down in the show notes. If you would like to communicate with us via email, please do so, cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. If you would like to purchase this book, you can find a link down in the show notes. As always, we no longer put it in the link tree. We also no longer have a Patreon, but we do have a Ko-fi where you can give any amount, and for as long as the Ko-fi is up and running, you can, if you would like, in exchange for a donation in kind, you can receive some of the never before heard and will never be heard on the main line bonus episodes from our Patreon. I believe there are 9 of those available. The music that you hear in this and every episode is called Storytime by me, Max Joy.
Listener, remember, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now I'm gonna go lay down. Bye.